Do not go past some red flags. If you see the red flags, do not run past them. Bro, them red flags mean everything. And you Zendaya said it. If you expect disappointment, you won't be disappointed. And that's one thing I live by.
Sorry. Now you know you have so much self-love and self-worth. Like, you're not going to bring those toxic people back in. So if you're listening to this podcast, you're not getting back with my brother. Anyways, so yeah, like, sorry.
1 a.m. to like 3 a.m., bro.
Oh my gosh.
Comforting me, bro. And I was like...
And you know what I really hate is that, and I can see the pain in your eyes because I don't want to cry. Jesus Christ, I hate crying. Alrighty. So Jaden, you are finally on my podcast. Welcome to Mom Said, Dad Said. Y'all, I am taking over today again, and I am having my other younger brother, Jaiden Puig. Woo! Yay! Y'all, he is 19 years old. I know a lot of you guys don't probably see him all the time here and there on our social media because he is very, MIA, living his best college days,
Right. No, it's not like that. Just be chilling. Cool. I'm home when I'm home.
Yeah, he's home here and there. But when you're in college, you're never home, to be honest. Like, let's be real. So, Jaden, what brings you on our podcast today?
So my older sister Gabbie told me to come downstairs and do it.
Nah, don't lie. You've been wanting to do a podcast.
I've been wanting to do one because I seen my brother do one. Me and my brother, I feel like we could relate a lot from him. So I feel like just some good advice on some certain topics.
And I feel like also why I wanted to bring my brother on this podcast today is because there's a lot of ups and downs that he's been through at such a young age, like with heartbreaks, bad coaches in football, where it ruins like his future, like, viewings of football. Like, he had such a great passion for football, but I feel like he went through a lot where it made him not love the sport anymore. Meanwhile, even though that's his passion, it just made him not want to really be all about it just because of his past. And also depression. I feel like a lot of you guys can relate to the things and how he overcame everything. So yeah, how did you overcome depression?
Depression... it's come and go. I've had one in grade. It hit me hard. It was like my first little heartbreak, It hit me, and I try to just go to the field with my best friend Kyler. We would go hit the field every day. It would take my mind off of things. I felt like I was myself at the field. I didn't have to be me. And going into freshman year, like. I started my freshman year on varsity, and that really, like, seeing my depression and me putting in the work to, like, on Friday nights and, everyone seeing me, like, do good now, like, all my hard work actually show on the field and under the lights. Like, it was a good feeling. It showed me a lot of the trauma and the hurt. It's better, like, in the future. I feel like God will.
No, but I understand. You feel like like those things happened in your life for a reason. Yeah. And it had a purpose. And every time, with everything. Oh, you're getting a little hot. But I feel like it's those things that happened in your life was for a reason. And if you never went through those things, you wouldn't be where you're at right now. And I feel like I knew you were going to overcome those things. And maybe, it could sneak up on you here and there. But at the end of the day, you're here right now, and, you're better than ever. And you didn't think you would be here looking up instead of being depressed in your room.
Yeah.
Especially over females that don't matter. You know what I mean? I feel like these females, they may have felt like they were your everything at the time, but they just showed you, like, you could overcome those things. And
I feel like being a mama's boy, I always wanted to have, like, that girl that I could,
and you will. I just feel like, it was like what? Not, it wasn't a right girl, wrong time. It was basically wrong girl.
Yeah, it was just wrong girl in general.
Wrong girl.
But, I'm not gonna say anything bad because all the girls that I have,
they
even
had
the
a
main
purpose.
one
Yeah.
of, like, I'm not even gonna bash her because, like, being with her and, any other girl I was with back then, like, I honestly feel like God made me be with them because now I know a lot to not do, what to do.
And what to look for in your next girl and what not to.
For sure.
And with the red flags.
The red flag. Hey, do not go past some red flags. If you see the red flags, do not run past them. Bro, them red flags mean everything. Everything.
And there was a lot of red flags. For a moment, I was like, dang, I know my brother's not that dumb.
Man, it's just, hey, them light skins will do it to you. Them light skins will do it to you, man.
Dang, Jaden.
But yeah, every girl I've been with, I don't regret it because they made me who I am today, Even with my first love, I feel like I wouldn't have done the things I did my freshman year. I wouldn't have started none of that because I wouldn't have put in the work.
Yeah.
I would have been all little lover boy, lovey-dovey, caked up, I wouldn't have been grinding.
You honestly became a little heartless when these girls.
It's not heartless. It's just...
You're a little cold-hearted.
No. It's got to be nonchalant. It's not. I'm just not gonna overdo my part no more with people. I feel like that's one thing I did a lot. I overdid a lot, like, on my part. I expect one thing about me is, like, I'll give love and I'm expecting a little bit in return, like just some in return,
Mm-hmm.
But I honestly don't get it. But if you watch Spider-Man and you Zendaya said it, if you expect disappointment, you won't be disappointed. And that's one thing I live by. I expect disappointment with everyone, like every girl. And just, if they don't disappoint me, then they're the one.
And honestly, sometimes it's good to, like, expect the worst. So you know what I mean? And you get the best.
You appreciate the
Yeah. Sometimes you got to expect the worst. I think that's how I go by things. I expect the worst about everything, honestly. Yeah. And that's how life just goes. I'm like, I expect people to be fake. I expect people to fail and, do you wrong. And I think I've just always been like that. Just so, like, when it happens, it doesn't really hurt as much because I kind of saw it coming.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not even just with, like, relationships with girls. It could be with
friends. I feel like that too. Oh my God. When you were going through so much with friends, it was irritating me so bad because, like, I know how it is. I went through that in high school where I've gone through a lot of, like, friendships that, like, acted like they were your friend, but they really weren't. Like, they were like the biggest enemies.
And I should have known because, like, before, like, all the blessings I had gotten football, before people knew me for football in general, like, I only had one friend, and, it was Kyler. No one else really wanted to be. I wasn't invited to none of the parties, nothing. I wasn't.
But then when you started to get invited, they basically fucked you over.
They, whenever I started doing good at football, people try to, be all good friends with me now, and then, of course, my family, like, they see my family on social media. So it's like now I'm just careful with who I'm friends with. If you look at my friends now, I say I can count them all on my hand. I got about 5 friends.
Hey, and sometimes it's like that. It's better to have, like, a little smaller circle than a whole lot of friends, honestly. Especially, I think that's why it's hard too with us. Like, I think we have probably, like, a lot more friends that are on social media than, like, close friends that we trust in general that don't do social media.
Yeah. Like, those 5 friends I have, I'm not gonna lie, they've been my friends since middle school. So
I know you and Kyler have been, like, friends for so long. Since middle school, no?
Yeah, we met in 7th grade. It's funny because it was on the school bus in 7th grade, first moved to Northeast. I'm off post. And honestly, y'all can call me what you want. I was scared. I was scared to move off post. I was a military kid my whole life. I didn't know what to expect. And I went on the bus, for school. And I sat by myself. New school, I'm nervous. I sat by myself.
We were on base for so long.
Mm-hmm. My friend Kyler, he had walked on the bus. He was at the bus stop after mine. He walked on the bus. He had this little comb over and stuff, and all these people were calling him Justin Bieber, making fun of him. And he would get bullied on the bus, and people would make fun of him. I sat by myself. I was quiet. I wouldn't speak. And he was trying to be like a little clown on the bus. So the bus driver got mad at him, made him sit next to me, and he was talking to me, and I was a low gangster. Jake Paul, no, that was not, nah. Logan Paul, I was Logan Paul all the way.
Dang, we should show everybody your old little videos that you used to make on Musical.ly.
Oh, no.
We should put one on here.
No.
Let me show you all right now.
Oh no, but yeah, I was a little low gangster. I did musically and stuff, so people they didn't do that back then, off post compared to on post, and so the bus driver moved him next to me. He was asking me like what I like and stuff. Told him I like Logan Paul, and he called him Justin Bieber, and we honestly would like get bullied low key, like back in middle school, and so we just became friends with each other. He lived literally 30-second walk down the street.
That's so crazy. And you guys are still friends.
Yeah.
It's honestly a blessing to have a friend that you literally had for that long. I honestly I have friends that I had for that long too in El Paso, but I feel like we just drifted apart. But like we still keep in contact, but we're not as close as you and Kyler are, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just because we knew each other before, and basically knew us, and I'm not gonna lie, like I said, with all those girls, they taught me a lot of things. He just got out of. This was his first girlfriend.
Wait, this the one that he just had when he came.
That was.
What happened? The one where he almost got caught by the dad.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Sorry, Kyler.
Yeah, so she was not the right girl.
Dang.
And for me in my past, seeing the girl and stuff, like learning,
Yeah,
you can tell from the jump. This was his first love. And he's a lover boy. It's his first love. Every person's first love. You know what I'm saying? You try to be all about them and love them the right way. And she was. I'm sorry to say she was a hurt girl. She was hurt, been played in the past.
So she was going through stuff.
Going through stuff, and I'm not hating. You could be emo, but she was emo, and really dark.
So she was going
really,
through stuff. Yeah.
When you go in a room, it's really dark.
Because there's some people that are do dress like gothic and stuff. Not all of them are emotional, going through things, but some of them that do is because they really have a lot going on in their lives. Yeah.
And I tried to warn them before.
That was a red flag.
Yeah, it was a big red flag, and
so she probably wasn't emotionally ready for a relationship, to be honest. If she had past trauma.
It's not even that. She just not this is how I try to explain it to Kyler, is because when I get a girl, she can have whatever friend she wants. I'm gonna tell her hey, that girl, I don't know. And I told him, I was like, you don't want your girl around bad influence. But if I'm being real, your girl is the bad influence, bro. That's the girl I want my girl to stay away from. And I try to tell him that, and slowly after, I ain't gonna lie, after they broke up and the way she was talking to him after, he really came to me. He was like, I apologize, because for 2 months of the relationship, my friend did ghost me for a little bit. But, I was telling all my friends, they were all like, why don't you call him, say this and that. And I was telling them, because the love I got from my boy it's unconditional love. And I feel like a lot of people don't have unconditional love nowadays, because I told Kyler straight up, the minute he got with her, because I knew this was going to be his first love, and I know how it goes. I told him, you can choose her a million times over me. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I was your day one, but you can choose her a million times over me. And whenever y'all break up, I'm going to be right there to build you up from the bottom.
Oh, that's such a good friend.
He called me crying that one day. I'm sorry to say you were crying, but he was crying, and I comforted him. I comforted him. I was on the phone with him for 2 hours, and he apologized to me. And I told him, I was like, you owe Mama Puig an apology too, because she was mad. She was mad. So, but I told him, I was like, I'm here, my guy. No matter what, I know how it feels to go through a heartbreak. I don't even wish that on my worst enemy, a heartbreak. Yeah. It's bad. It's bad. It can get
you. I know that that's a touchy subject to talk about, and but what happened with your last relationship? I really never got to really know, why did it break you so much?
It really broke me hard, after the relationship, but during the relationship, I didn't tell him anything, because I know how, my mom, she's really
overprotective.
So if I tell her about an argument, my mom gonna be like, oh no.
She immediately goes ham.
Yeah. So, we dated for 9 months. We first met going in my senior year, and I ain't gonna lie, I should have known from the jump to not date her. But the day we met, we pretended to date. So we popped out on Snapchat and pretended we were together to make our exes mad.
Oh, that's already toxic.
Yeah.
That's immediately already toxic.
So
oh my God.
We faked a relationship for about a month, and then she was saying she didn't want to fake it no more. I was like, that's cool. Like, I wasn't forcing nothing. And, you know, we were talking still. And then, you know, I asked her. And it was going good. But one thing I will say is, like, she was just, you know, some people can't take criticism, but, you know, she was really just immature. And because, like, one time when I was leaving her house, I went downstairs and her family got a whole box of Dr. Peppers. And I went and grabbed a Dr. Pepper before I left. And she had told me not to grab one because they were almost, like, out. But I went down there and checked, and there was, like, 30 left. So I grabbed one. And she saw me leaving with it in my hand, and she broke up with me. One time, I spent the whole day with her, and it was around like 8, 9 p.m. I wanted to go to the gym, hit the gym with my guys.
Yeah. When
I left, she broke up with me when I was on the way because she said I didn't care about her. And I was like, I spent the whole day with you, you know? But it was just...
Yo, I'm telling you, she broke up with you for a Dr. Pepper?
Yeah. Bro, like, that's what I'm saying. Like,
bro, that's childish as hell.
Yeah, like, you know, and I was always the one, you know, after she would break up with me, I was always the one crawling back and trying to make it work.
It was very toxic.
And one time, it was on my birthday last year when I turned 18.
Damn, your 18th birthday?
Yeah, my 18th birthday. I was with her. She had got me some presents and stuff, and she gave me a love letter. And I read the love letter on my birthday, and it was talking about how she can't wait to spend, like, eternity with me, and she's so thankful for me and how she's grown since being with me, and she's just a better person being with me. And then that night, she had broke up with me because she was overthinking. And I had talked to myself that night, and I was like, you know, she's broken up with me about like 10 times. And I've gotten her every time. I'm going to see if she comes to me, you know, like tries to fight for me. So, you know, I waited. That's one thing I tell Kyler is, you know, for your next girl, just you want someone
you want someone that's going to also fight for you. Like, you're giving your all and she's not. So that's immediately a red flag, like immediately cut off, you know? So I feel like now, you know, you have so much self-love and self-worth. Like, you're not going to bring those toxic people back in. So if you're listening to this podcast, you're not getting back with my brother. Anyways, so yeah, like, sorry.
No, she better know that. It's over with. That ain't no spinning back, none of that. Try to spin back. I'm a screenshot just like this.
But you know what?
I'm posting that.
Look, you've been through so much that I just the state that you were in was honestly, like, it worried me and Mom. I feel like you were such in a bad state in life where, like, you literally did not love yourself because, like, how hurt you got. Like, this girl literally destroyed you, and you were, like, always in your room. And now I see a difference where, yeah, you may not be home all the time, but you're not stuck in your room all the time unless you're sleeping.
And, like, you know,
you were really depressed.
That was probably the darkest time, was like after we broke up
and
last summer and everything, because, you know, when we broke up, and we had talked after we broke up, and we agreed, like, we're just gonna wait for each other because it was too much, like, arguing and all that. So we were like, we're just gonna wait for each other and better ourselves for each other so we can come back. And, you know, during the summer, I'm waiting every single day, thinking about her every single. I seen this one dude that she claims. To me, she said it to me that he, you know, sexually assaults her, you know, and me as, like, that was my girl at a point, so I want to protect her, and I'm like, you know, I don't want you around that, you know what I'm saying? But then, you know, I brought it up to her mom and stuff, and she was telling her mom, that never happened, this didn't happen, no.
And then when you guys, like, broke up, she, like, gets back with him. Like, how do you get back with someone that sexually assaulted you? Like, that's not something, if she was lying or telling the truth, that's not something to play about.
Yeah, I know, and that's what really hurt me. And then during the summer, as I'm waiting for her, I'm playing the game, I'm playing Fortnite with my guys, and, you know, we died, so I go on Snapchat waiting for the next game to load up, and as I'm on Snapchat, I click this dude's story, and he says, Happy National Best Friends Day, and it was that dude she claimed did that, and they were posted up like this, and he had his arm around her in his car, and she was in the passenger seat leaned against him, and that was probably
she knew how to get under your skin. So it's everything that she was doing was trying to tear you down in your image. But, like, the person you are now, like, she cannot cross anymore. No, like, you I feel like not you healed 100%, but you healed so much that you are better than that, and you're not going to go back there. You know?
For sure. When I saw that night, I legit, like, dropped my phone. It just fell out my hand. Like on some movie shit. Like, it was like I felt a pain in my chest. Like, I physically felt it. And I dropped my phone, turned off my game, bruh. and like I was shaking, and I had really bad thoughts that I didn't want to be here anymore then.
And
It was like it was like 12:30 at night. My whole family sleep. I'm just shaking uncontrollably. So I called my friend Kanye. He, shout out to my boy Kanye. Like I hang with him today. To this day, he was my lineman all throughout my football career. I love Kanye. And
is it the one that's huge?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he reminds me of Maui.
Yes. So when I had seen that, I had left the game and I had called him at like 12:30 at night. And I'm like, Kanye, like, please, I need you. Please come over. I just need you. And he came over, bruh, and he stayed with me from like 1 a.m. to like 3 a.m., bro.
Oh my gosh.
Comforting me, bruh. And I was like,
and you know what I really hate is that, and I can see the pain in your eyes because I don't want to cry. Jesus Christ, I hate crying. But I really hate that you didn't reach out to us. And I know I have a whole family and I have so much to worry about, but I would have been there in a heartbeat. Yeah. And I know, I just, not saying for next time, and I hope there's not a next time, but if you were to call me, I'm going to be there. You just don't think that I'm too tired. Even though I'm a tired ass mom, I would be there in a heartbeat. Jaden, if this girl's trying to fight you, just let me know. I'd fight her when she turns 18. I got you. No, I'm just kidding.
That's why.
But I don't ever want to see you in that state, and I know it. And I'm glad you're talking about it, and I feel thankful that you're talking about it on this podcast because a lot of people are going to relate to you. That you getting that out is also healing you too, and you don't even realize it.
Because I ain't gonna lie, I don't talk about her no more to anyone else.
But sometimes it's good to let it out because you don't talk about it and you don't want to hold all that in.
It was over a year ago, and I feel like bro, y'all been broken up for a while. Huh?
Yeah, but like people don't know the story behind it, and I feel like this kind of can clear everything up of like how much she really damaged you. Yeah. I feel like things happen for a reason, and she was a lesson.
Mm-hmm. That's why I say I don't regret it because before, like you said, I didn't reach out to you. None of that. But going through that hurt. And her doing that to me, it really it made me appreciate more time with my family. After we broke up, some of y'all, it made me really get close to my mom. I would give my mom hugs, tell her I love you more, because real love is not staying up on the phone with a girl at 2 a.m. It's your mom waiting at home.
And Jaden, and what's crazy is that you're not alone. Like I went through that too. The only thing is that my dumbass would stay. My dumbass would stay. Yeah. Even though I knew it was toxic, even though if I got cheated on, like I would stay and thinking it was like, no, until I knew my fucking worth, right? When I went to college, I think it was like the same. We went through the same things. I went through a fucking breakup. I went and sometimes I do regret it. I fucking regret it. I don't care. I know you don't regret it, but I regret it because I should have knew my self-love. I didn't love myself. Looking back at the guy I was with, I didn't love myself enough if I was with someone like that. Man. But it's different, I guess, in like some cases. But for me, I just honestly didn't love myself if I was with someone like that. Yeah. But you know what? Like I said, they are lessons, and you go through every phase in your life to get where you're at right now. Everything we both been through is the reasons why we're right here and we're so strong to talk about these kind of things and, get past by it, because in a few years from now, those tears, you will not be shedding no tears anymore, because I'm telling you right now, like you're gonna be fully healed, where you're gonna have a barrier over your heart, and those things are not gonna hurt you, and it's not gonna feel hurt anymore.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of at that point right now.
I know, but like it just hurts talking about it, because it's like I should have, because that was just a year ago, and you're still like you're in the healing stage. But I guarantee in a few years it's going to be completely different. Yeah. But let's stop talking about that, and let's ask the next question. So what made you love football so much?
I feel like, growing up, I was, I'm going to be honest, I was a fat kid. I played lineman. I never touched the football.
You didn't even actually want to go to practice, I remember.
I didn't want to go to practice. And I would just play Minecraft every day. And, I always grew up seeing my sister being the homecoming princess every school she was at. And my brother becoming the star football player. And, I'd see my mom and dad. I'm just not bashing my mom and dad. I love them.
Were they judging you?
No, they gave a lot of attention to you and Louis. And growing up, I never really got it. I always.
Why did you feel like that? Because you weren't in sports?
No, because
because you were hiding food under your bed.
No, because I was doing that, but I didn't have someone like helping me, you know? Like Louis, my like dad trained Louis and stuff for football. Dad never trained, you know? It was
I
like
think,
if I had a bad day at practice, how he would train me is like, all right, go in the backyard. Louis going to put his pads on. You put your pads on. Louis going to hit you as hard as he can.
I honestly, and I'm not even trying to make excuses for like that or whatever, but I feel like because how far apart we all three of us are, like has a lot to do with how we were raised. Because look at this. Me and Louis were raised when dad was so freaking young. Like he was so young, had full of energy. Yeah. The moment you were born, dad was a lot older, a lot busier. His rank was higher, so he was at work all the time. So he came home grouchy and like always like like the person he is now is not who he was when he was in the army. Like when he was in the army, he was very like tired, a little grouchy because you know the army just did that to him. So I just feel like it was a different part of his life where he was not so involved because he was never there, and because of the army, he was always gone. With Tati, it's different with her. They don't throw the TV at her like they did us. Yeah. Like it's different the way they raise her. Like Tatiana gets away with a lot more than what we did when we were younger.
Yeah, and that's why growing up. Like,
so I think I can see why it was harder. Where you feel like okay, like Louis did get all the attention, but I feel like his dad was home a lot more. But when he was obviously like he was gone a lot more when you were little. Yeah. Like he was deployed a lot when you were born.
And that's why like growing up, I don't hate for that because they were working hard every day
to get us the life that we wanted.
Yeah, so that's why I'm not mad about it. If that didn't happen, I wouldn't.
And honestly, like a lot of things that happen in your life kind of make you think like, you know, like not everybody's perfect and stuff. But I feel like the life that me and Louis had, like when we were younger, before you and Tati were here, we didn't have the things that you guys had. And like, and I think it's crazy because like, that's why I'm so thankful for where I'm at right now. Like I couldn't imagine the life that I would have now just because of how we were raised and stuff. But like those things teach you to not like to break those generational curses. So it's like when you have a family of your own, you're going to make sure to 100% be there no matter what. And maybe military is not a choice, you know, because so you won't be gone all the time.
Yeah, that's why I said like growing up, like people tend to forget like your parents, it's their first two, you know, they're going through this life first time just like you. They're learning every day about life. And it took me a lot of growing up to learn.
To really understand. Because, like, when you're young, you think, like, oh, dad doesn't, like, love me or dad doesn't, like... But you got to see it so differently because there was things that you guys were able to have now that I wasn't able to have when I was home. Like, I didn't get to have the GI Bill like you. And I know I didn't take school seriously, but come on, let's be real. They had never any intentions to give me the GI Bill. At least you have the GI Bill. Yeah. Like, there's a lot of comparisons of each kid. But I'm telling you right now, like, it doesn't mean because they don't love you. I just feel like we're just in different times in our lives. And there's just so many things. Just like you had a curfew and your curfew was a lot later than mine. Like, I was always have to come home early. So, sneaking out was the option for me because I had to be home by 9.
Gosh, bro, that's when it...
Dude, I was, like, held hostage. God, I was held hostage.
I'm already knowing. Shoot.
So, anyways, So, mom and dad, you guys were very, like, a lot. Like, you guys were able to have your girlfriends upstairs. Oh, boy, I was not even able to have no boys upstairs, boy. I had to be downstairs in the living room. So, you guys got to understand that you guys also are a lot blessed, a lot more blessed than I was. But, I did take a lot more responsibility as far as cleaning and stuff, and I did a lot more than you guys did.
I already know, but like with the whole football part, like seeing, you know, dad and mom, you know, give you and Louis a lot of attention. When I was a kid, it really lit like a fire. Wanted mom and dad to be proud of me. I just for something. So, you know, I found that in sports and
we've been telling you to do sports. I think you didn't show no interest for like a long time where you're just like, I remember the time where you said, I don't want to play football. And mom was like, why? Because you just want to play video games and eat. Because mom would always find rappers under your bed. So come on, boy. Like, you didn't want to play sports.
But, you know.
But yeah, I see what you mean. I just think it's because like we were so like head on sports. Growing up was sports. And look at what my kids are doing, sports. So it's like you got to understand like sports is all we did as kids. And so like when you didn't show any interest, it was like, dang. Like,
because sports gave me an identity because I'm not going to lie. I didn't like football for real until OBJ's rookie year in 2014. And he made that catch. That changed my life.
And I remember you tried to always like throw the ball.
I was always catching. Bro, someone could throw a football right now. I'll catch
You always thought when I met Jay that he looked like.
Oh yeah, dude! I thought it was Ezekiel Elliott and OBJ like mixed together, bro.
Jaden was like fanboying like hard with Jay. He thought he looked like Odell.
He was a D1 receiver. You know, OBJ's a receiver, and I always wanted to be a receiver. And then when we had moved to off post to Northeast, I had went to the tryout for the middle school, and I wanted to be a receiver. And I remember going up to the line for receivers and seeing a dude in middle school with a beard. He had a beard. Bro, I went to the running backs after that, and I went to Mom after the tryout, and I was like, Mom, I'm not going to do receivers. They're too big. I can't. And she was like, just try quarterback. You're a pitcher in baseball. Just try it. So I was like, okay. I'll
you
try
actually were really good in baseball. Like, why did you stop? You
were
really good.
Head coach, I will say it. I'm not afraid to put you on blast now. I'm graduated Coach Ratliff. Terrible coach. He gets coach of the year at Northeast, but it's just fanboy or that's whoever the coaches like most, and he's just a likable person to the other coaches. He's not a good coach, and I try to go back into baseball my senior year of high school, and I actually went up to him because he would come to our football practices. I went up to him. I was like, hey coach, I'm gonna do baseball again this year. Like, it's my last year. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna give my all. He was like, no, you're not. That's exactly what he told me. And I said, I'm not doing it.
No, the fuck he didn't.
Yeah. He told me that because, sophomore year I did it too, baseball. Sophomore year is when I stopped playing. But that was because, I started getting into 7-on-7, finding out what that was about. And, my parents are those parents where it's like football was the first half of like school. Baseball is the second half of school. My parents always wanted me to act, so they wanted me to do baseball. And I was doing baseball, but it was kind of messing up my throwing form in football. So, I would do 7-on-7 every now and then. Whenever we won't have practice on the weekends or any tournaments, I'd go do 7-on-7. And a video went viral of me at a tournament. And my coach pulled me into his office that Monday. And he was showing me the video, and I'm throwing touchdowns. And I'm like, yes, sir. And, he didn't want me to do no 7-on-7, nothing football related at all. When you're doing baseball with Coach Ratliff at Northeast, that is what you
I just feel like it's so
shit,
I think it's so wrong though for like a high school coach. Like, how unprofessional is that?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, for high school, you should be able to play two sports at once, because when I was in school, there was some cheerleaders that were playing soccer as well. They weren't just doing cheer. Like, if they play there was people that were doing basketball and football. Like, dude, you're able to do two sports. This man thinks he has so much power because of I don't know what, but I'm telling you right now, he'll get humbled.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie.
That's so crazy.
I talked to my parents, and I was like, I really want to give my all in football. Like, I just want to give it all in football, and they wanted me to play football. Just it keeps opportunities open. Like, in case I get a baseball scholarship. Louis did football and wrestling. He didn't like wrestling that much.
Louis did football and wrestling, and then got a wrestling scholarship. So none of his coaches told him, hey, you can't play just one sport. Like, no, like they literally supported it.
Yeah, and
he was just being an asshole.
After talking to my mom, she agreed with me. She was like, I've never quit. Ever. Never quit a sport in my life. And because one thing my dad probably told you, the Puigs don't quit. Like, the Puigs don't quit. And, it sucks to say, but that was the first time I had to quit. I went up to the coach. I was like, I'm sorry, but it's just not for me. I can't do this schedule, whatever you want to do. You want me to eat, sleep, and shit baseball? It's not me. Like, I'm doing it to have fun, and you're making it not fun. And I told my mom about 7-on-7 and how it was on the off season. She was like, okay, I'm going to let you do this, Jaden, but that's because it's active. And I am so glad, Mom, because a year later, Cam Newton's coach had called me, and I played for Cam Newton's 7-on-7 team a year later.
So cool.
The number one team in the nation, met Cam Newton. His Cam Newton's dad, we call him Pops. He's big. He's scary. He's a scary dude. And I'm a 5'9" quarterback. And so Cam Newton's dad, he would call me Johnny Mahomes, like Johnny Manziel and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
So learning from Cam Newton's team and all that, it was really good playing with them. And
That's crazy.
It was a really like middle finger to the coach, like, I did it. I made it. I did it. Because he I had and the whole.
Did the coach ever try to talk to you though after that? Like, after he said that?
After that, that's why the one time I talked to him was like my senior year, and I talked to him. I was like, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna do baseball. Like, it's my last year. I'm gonna do it, coach. And he said, no, you're not. Okay, yes, sir. Whatever.
So what? He was gonna just like not pick you to be on the team?
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sorry, I'm not cocky, but if you look at some of the players on the team, it's like, do you even know how to play baseball? You know what I'm
That's
saying?
crazy. I think
And-
he just probably had something against you. Maybe did
Oh,
he
yeah,
have
for
any like
sure.
kid? Like, did he have any like sons in the team? No. Okay. Sometimes like
Nah.
when people have like their own kids on the team, it's
Nah,
different.
it's just him himself
Oh, okay.
because we've had some good coaches.
He
at
probably just
Northeast.
didn't want you to do football at all.
No,
like,
he's
dang.
he's a dictator coach. There's some coaches out there that are dictator coaches, and we've had good coaches on the baseball team.
Yeah.
And they left, and before they left, they said it's because Coach Ratliff is a dictator. He wants it his way or no way. And I was like,
Yeah. Hopefully he retires soon. Because dang.
I mean, they ain't looking too good.
That
around,
is
so,
so
yeah.
crazy. But yeah, are you planning to continue doing football in college since you're at Austin P or
I've been thinking about it. It's really, I don't know.
you don't know yet?
I don't know.
Y'all say in the comments that he needs to continue football. He is amazing in football and I feel like he has so much life to live and like to explore with football and like he needs to continue it. You need to. You can't, you're still young. You're still 19. Like you have so much life to live and like so much to explore with football. If you don't want to even do it in a college, maybe get like in a semi-pro or something.
I see it, but it's football. When you get older, you got to be honest with yourself. And
that's how Jay feels though
one
too.
thing I wish I knew in the recruiting process before I try to talk to colleges and get recruited in high school was it's not about what you know, it's about who you know.
Yeah, true.
So I ain't gonna lie. I have the sauce on how to get offered. Like Twitter and everything setting it up, I know how to get offered.
Right.
But I wasn't getting, Alabama, Clemson, nothing, no
Yeah,
D1.
yeah.
No D1 because person who has say his uncle is a coach at Clemson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get that offer. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because he's putting in the work and he's getting recognized because his freaking dad or whatever.
Connections.
Yeah, it's connections.
Yeah.
It's all connections. Mm-hmm. And that's even that's how I played with Cam Newton. It was from connections. I went to an Elite 3 7-on-7 tryout, and I didn't make it. And the only reason I didn't make it was because they said, I've heard, they don't let QBs on the team that don't have over 2,000 yards.
Oh, damn.
And my junior year, I had, I think about, 1,400. Mm-hmm. And so, I didn't make the team. And the coach that was on the Elite 3 team texted me. He was like, hey, I'm sorry you didn't make it, but, Cam Newton's team, they're looking for a QB, and I'm putting in a word for you. And he put in a word for me. And Cam Newton's team texted me on Twitter. And that's why I tell all my young bucks, get on Twitter. That's where you get the offers and everything. And that's how Cam
I feel like you shouldn't give up. You have a platform on TikTok and all that, and you can literally put all your highlights and stuff and still make new highlights and everything. Yeah. You never know. Even one viral video of you and your talent can literally get so much attention.
College football is so rigged nowadays and how they players. It's not about
how
how
it used
good
to
you
be.
are. It's
Yeah.
how big you are. I'm 5'9", 185. Quarterbacks are average 6'3", 220. Come on. You feel me? So no coach thinks I'm good enough. And that's why I try to prove myself in high school.
Right.
I have 4 records at Northeast. Or no, 2. I have 2 records. Most passing yards in Northeast history and most passing touchdowns in Northeast history.
Right.
I was the first freshman Northeast captain in Northeast history. I was this wasn't an individual award, but it was a team award. We made it to the 3rd round of the playoffs, the quarterfinals, and the last time Northeast ever went there or any team in Clarksville went there was in 2013 with Jalen Reeves-Maben. Shout out my boy. He's on the Lions doing great things. And, that was the first time any team in Clarksville made it that far in the playoffs. And we made it that far, we won a playoff game at home, and, it felt good. And
but you never know, there's some football players that are small in the NFL.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
I feel like you just shouldn't totally give up. I think you should keep striving. But you know what? So we're going to wrap this podcast up. I hope a lot of you guys were able to relate to his, depression, his mental health, football, relationships, family, friends. Yeah, and if you guys want to go follow him, what is your IG?
It's just Jaiden Puig 7. My Snapchat, Jaiden Puig. My TikTok.
There you go. There you go. Y'all go show him love. Y'all go follow him. He has over 60,000 followers on TikTok, you guys. He's almost close to 100. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast, and we will see y'all later. Bye.
All right.